Good morning, Dr. Abante. Good morning, classmates. I am Daniel David, and I will be reporting the Module 3, Consumer Behavior and Market Research. To begin with, let me define first what is a customer behavior. Customer behavior, also known as consumers' behavior, refers to the examination of customers, specifically those within a specific target market, and their decision-making process in relation to the selection, utilization, and disposal of products and services. It is a field of study of decision-making process of customers, the factors that influence their avoidance of specific products, their purchasing patterns, and their interaction with products or services. Consumer behavior refers to the scholarly examination of the decision-making process and actions undertaken by individuals and organization in the context of product and service selection and utilization. The primary focus of the study pertains to the fields of psychology, motives, and behavior. What are the psychological factors influencing consumers' behavior? Number one on the list is the perception. Perception involves how individuals interpret and make sense of sensory information like sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. Uh, yung mga marketers para mahubog nila o mapaganda nila yung perception doon sa product, they use visual cues, packaging, and branding. Next on the list of the psychological factors influencing consumers' behavior is the motivation. Motivation refers to the internal needs, desires, and goals that drive individual to take into action. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory, suggests that consumers seek to fulfill basic physiological needs, food, shelter, safety needs, social needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. Ang ginagawa naman ng mga marketer dito para tinatap nila yung mga motivation na to create products that to cater specific needs, no? Next is the attitudes and beliefs. Consumers' attitudes are feelings and evaluation about product services, brands, or companies. Attitudes are shaped by beliefs which are formed through personal experiences, cultural influences, and exposure to marketing messages. Yung attitude can lead to purchasing of the product. Pag negative, siyempre, hindi magpa-purchase ng product. Next will be the perceived risk. Perceived risk are the potential risk associated with the purchase, including financial risk, performance risk, social risk, and psychological risk. Ito yung mga pangkaraniwan na kinakatakutan ng mga mamimili. Kung matibay ba itong product na bibili nila, okay ba to, mura ba to, yung mga ganun. No? Ang ginagawa naman ng mga marketers para ma-address tong kinatatakutan na to o potential risk na to ay nagbibigay sila ng mga warranty, no? Next is the learning and conditioning. Consumers learn from their experiences and interaction with the products. Learning can be direct or they have personal experience with the product or indirect, they naobserbahan lang nila na ginamit ng mga kakilala nila tong product na to. Positive, syempre, katulad ng kanina, positive experiences can lead to repeat purchases. Negative experience naman, hindi na ulit bibili ng product na yun. Next is the memory and recall. Consumers' ability to remember and recall information about the products affects their choices. Ang effective marketing campaigns, nag-create sila ng mga memorable na experiences and association with advertising slogans and jingles. Next is emotion and mood. Emotion and mood strongly influence consumers' behavior. Emotional responses can drive impulse purchases, and marketers often leverage emotional appeals in advertising to create a connection with consumers. Next is the cognitive process. This process involves the mental activities consumer engage while processing information. This includes the perception, memory, attention, and problem solving. Ang ginagawa naman ng mga marketers, they design marketing materials to capture consumers' attention and facilitate decision making. Next is the cultural and social influences. Consumers often make purchasing decision by their desire to conform to social norms or belong to social groups. Minsan parang bumibili tayo ng ng bumibili tayo ng mga products or kung ano man ang bibili natin na naaayon kung ano yung nandun sa nakikita natin na mas marami, no? Sa karamihan o parang uso. Yan. Kung ano yung uso. O suot nung nakakarami. Or yung binibili nung nakakarami. Next is the cognitive dissonance. Ito yung state of discomfort caused by conflicting thoughts. Pagkabili mo ng isang product, minsan, di ba, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga conflicting thoughts. Parang, tama ba yung nabili ko? Parang ganun. Nagkakaroon lang tayo ng mga kung ano-ano naiisip natin. Yung mga marketers naman can address this by providing post-purchase reassurance and emphasizing the positive aspect of the products. Understanding these psychological factors allows marketers to develop more effective strategies that resonate with consumers' cognitive and emotional processes, leading to more successful product positioning, communication, and overall engagement. Next on my report is the cultural, social, and demographic influences. What is a cultural influences? Cultural influences are the shared values, beliefs, customs, behaviors, and artifacts that characterize a group of people. Cultural influences impact consumer behavior in several ways. Next is the norms and values. The norms and values naman dictates acceptable behavior within a society. Marketers must be aware of these norms to ensure their messaging aligns and cultural values. Next is the cultural symbol. Cultural symbols and meanings can impact how consumers interpret products. For instance, color or symbols may have different connotation in various cultures. Next is the cultural subculture. Subculture within a larger culture can have unique consumer behavior and preferences. Subcultures may be based on factors like ethnicity, religion, nationality, or social class. Next would be the cultural sensitivity. Marketers need to be culturally sensitive to avoid unintentional offense and effectively reach diverse audiences. Next is social influences. Under social influences is the reference groups. Uh, People often compare themselves to others, such example yung family, friends, colleagues before making a purchase. No? Minsan, bago tayo bumili ng isang bagay, tinitingnan muna natin kung binili ba to ng uh, kamag-anak natin, pamilya natin, kuya natin, ganyan. Tapos pagka okay sa kanila, yan, bibilin din natin. O kaya bagay sa kanila. Pag damit, compare natin, ay bagay din kaya to sa akin, parang ganyan. Social roles and status. Social roles and position influence buying behavior. Consumer may choose product that align with their perceived status. Yan, nakadepende naman sa status ng kanilang buhay o status nila kung saan man. Next is the socialization. The process of learning values and behavior from family and society can influence brand preference and product choices. Opinion leaders. And minsan, madalas din pala, individuals with expertise or capability in a certain area can impact other choices through recommendation and opinions. Minsan nagbabase tayo dun sa mga kilalang tao natin sa lugar natin. Yan, nagbabase tayo dun sa mga rekomendasyon nila kung ano yung bibilin natin. Next is the demographic influences. Demographic influences are the statistical characteristic of population such as age, gender, income, education, and family composition. Yan. Pag sa age, siyempre, nagkakaroon ng iba-iba rin yung pagpili natin pagdating sa age. Siyempre, yung teenager, iba na yung preference nun compared dun sa mga retirees o yung mga senior citizen na. No? Sa gender din, gender can influence buying patterns and preference, although marketers should be cautious about stereotypes. Ganun din, syempre, iba yung pambabae, iba yung pili ng lalaki or yung kung saan man gender siya. Income, sa income levels yan, syempre, nakadepende rin yung pagpili natin ng nabibili natin depende sa income natin. Education affects consumers' ability to process information and make informed decision. Higher education might correlate with greater research and product knowledge. Family life cycle. Consumer needs and preference change as they progress through life stages yan. Parang kung dati, yung pagpili mo nung binata ka, iba na yung pagpili mo pag may asawa ka na. O bagong kasal kayo, tapos iba na rin yung pagpili mo pagka may anak na kayo, and so on. No? This cultural, social, and demographic influence interact to shape consumers' attitude, perception, and preferences. Marketers must understand these influences to create tailored strategies that resonate with different consumer segments, align with their values, lifestyle, and social context. Next is the market research methodologies and data analysis techniques. Market research methodologies and data analysis techniques are essential tools to gather, analyze, and interpret information about consumer preferences, behaviors, and market trends. And it also helps organizations make informed decisions and develop effective marketing strategies. what are the market research methodologies? Number one is surveys and questionnaires. No, this is a process or a method of collecting data through structured questionnaires that participants filled out. No, this data can be collected through various channels, including online, telephone, or in person. Next is the focus group. Under focus group involves gathering a small group of participants to discuss their opinions, attitudes, and perception about a product or concept. Mahalaga rin na tandaan na dapat ang isang trained moderator ang mag-guide sa discussion nitong focus group na to. Number 3 is interviews. Yan. In-depth interviews provide qualitative insights by allowing researchers to have one-on-one conversation with participants to gather detailed information. And number 4 po yan. Number 4 is observational research. Ito naman siya, from the word itself is observing and recording consumer behavior in natural setting without direct interaction. No? This method is useful for understanding behavior without relying on self-reporting. Number 5 is ethnographic studies. Ito naman, nag-i-immerse ka in the target audience environment to understand their behavior and motivation more deeply. Last is the number 6 is the online analytics, which is the web analytic tool provide data on website, traffic, user behavior, and online interactions, helping organization understand user engagement and preferences. Next is the data analysis techniques. Number 1 on the data analysis techniques is the quantitative analysis na alam naman natin it is analyzing numerical data to identify patterns and statistical relationship. Common techniques includes dito is descriptive statistics, summarizing data using measures like mean, median, and standard deviation. Next is the regression analysis, assessing the relationship between variables to predict outcomes, and factor analysis, which is identifying underlying factors that explain observed correlation in data. Number 2 is the qualitative analysis. This is the technique that gathered data from interviews, focus groups, open-ended survey is analyzed to identify themes, patterns, and insights. Ang mga techniques naman dito includes the content analysis, which categorize and interpret textual data to extract meaningful themes, and thematic analysis. This is identifying recurring patterns and themes in a qualitative data. Next is the data visualization. Ang data visualization naman is from the word itself then, kailangan ng visual presentation, no? Creating graphs, chart, to make it easier to understand and communicate insights. Segmentation analysis naman is dividing a market into distinct segments based on shared characteristics and behavior to tailor marketing strategies. Pagsahatiin yung market, tapos pagsasama-samahin yung mga segments na merong shared characteristics and behavior. No? Cluster analysis naman, identify groups or cluster within data based on similarities, which can aid in market segmentation. Mas mapapaliit pa kumpara dun sa segmentation analysis. Conjoint analysis is the assessing consumer preference by presenting them with multiple product attributes and asking them to rank or rate their preferences. Yung sentiment analysis naman is using natural language processing to analyze written or spoken text to determine sentiment, opinions, and emotion expressed. Ang number 8 is the Geospatial analysis naman is the examining geographic data to identify location-based trends and opportunities. The market research methodologies and data analysis techniques help business to get insightful information, test hypotheses, and guide decision making, empowering organization to adaptly customize their strategies in order to effectively address client demands. Next is the customer insights and segmentation strategies. Customer insights are deep and comprehensive understanding of customers' attitudes, behaviors, preferences, and needs. Yan, tandaan po natin, it is a deep and comprehensive understanding. Number one on the customer insight is the behavior analysis. Behavior analysis is understanding how customers interact with products, websites, and services, provides insight into their preference and pain points. And number two is motivation and needs. Gaining insight into customers' underlying motivation and unmet needs help businesses create offerings and resonate. Number three is the purchase pattern. Analyzing purchase history and patterns help predict future behavior and tailoring marketing efforts. Number four is segmentation. Uh, identifying Segmentation is identifying distinct customer segments based on shared characteristic and behaviors help target strategy effectively. Numbers five is feedback and sentiment. Collecting and analyzing customer feedback, reviews, and sentiment help business gauge customer satisfaction and make improvements. So makikita kung may mga negative feedback. Siyempre, meron tayong room for improvement pa. Mahirap naman yung kala natin, okay lang tayo. Kung hindi tayo nangihingi ng feedback, akala natin okay lang tayo. Pero yung pala hindi. Yan. Kaya mahalaga yung feedback and sentiment. Number six is lifestyle and values. Understanding customers' lifestyle and values helps tailor marketing messages and product offerings. User experience. Analyzing user experience also provides insights into pain points and opportunities for product or service enhancement. Next and last topic of my presentation is the segmentation strategies. It is a strategy that divide a market into similar distinct groups of customers who share similar characteristics, behaviors, or needs. Here are some common segmentation strategies. Number one is demographic segmentation. Pag sinabi mong demographic segmentation, simply means that the market base will be divided based on the demographic factors such as age, gender, income, education, and family size. Doon lang siya hati-hatiin. Psychographic segmentation naman, number two is the segmentation based on psychological and lifestyle. Yan, including values, attitudes, interests, and behaviors. Number three is behavioral segmentation naman is categorizing customers based on their behavior, and such as purchase frequency, loyalty, usage patterns, and brand interactions. Number four is geographic segmentation. Ito naman ay pagdi-divide sa market by geographic location, which can include countries, regions, cities, or neighborhoods. Mahirap naman na pagsama-samahin yung magkakaiba ng lugar. Benefit segmentation naman is segmenting based on the benefits or solution customers seek from a product or service. No? Base naman dun sa mga solutions of customer seeks, parang mga problema na nasolusyonan. Eh naman gugrupo naman sila base doon. Usage segmentation, dividing customer based on how often or intensely they use a product or service. Yun naman yung usage segmentation, kung gaano kadalas nila ginagamit yung product. Occasion segmentation, segmentation based on specific occasion or events when customer might need a product or service. Yung mga occasional lang, yung mga uh, mga ano natin, mga occasion, mga New Year, ganyan. Kung ano yung mga occasion lang. Segmentation allows business to tailor their marketing initiative to the specific needs of different groups, leading uh, to more effective and relevant communication. The integration of customer insight with segmentation tactics empower firms to formulate focused marketing campaigns, cultivate customer-centric goods, and foster robust relationship with various consumer segments. Yan. Thank you. That's all po. Ito po ang aking reference, yung advanced marketing management. Ang author po ay sila as follows po. Thank you.